Patrick Mahomes gets snubbed yet again. The Pro Bowl rosters have been announced and two key Chiefs players' names elude the list. Who made the cut and how are these decisions even made? We're going to discuss it all now as the back-to-back champs look to close out the regular season and become blissfully unavailable come the Pro Bowl games. What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Thursday. I'm Hayley Lewis, and this is Chiefs News Daily. We're going to check in with the coordinators today who give us a little more insight into the Chiefs' game plan come Sunday. Now, Kansas City holds three other AFC teams' postseason fate in their hands, so how are they going to plan to attack the Broncos with that in mind? Let's talk through it all now, but first, give us a like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel, and let's get into it. All right, the Pro Bowl rosters have been announced. 5 players for the Chiefs making the list. None of them named Patrick Mahomes. No, this is not satire. For the first time in his career as a starter, Mahomes was not selected to the Pro Bowl, which means after 6 consecutive seasons, the 3-time Super Bowl champ apparently just doesn't make the cut. Now, mind you, the Pro Bowl spots are determined by the consensus votes of fans, players, and coaches, and with each group's vote counting as 1/3 toward determining the all-star player who will be selected to this year's Pro Bowl games. Center Creed Humphrey made the AFC roster as the starter, along with defensive tackle Chris Jones and guard Joe Thuney. Tight end Travis Kelce and guard Trey Smith also made the cut. Kansas City did have an alternates list. Quarterback Trent McDuffie, linebacker Nick Bolton, quarterback Patrick Mahomes, fullback Carson Steele, defensive end George Karlaftis, punter Matt Ariza, linebacker Leo Chanel, and kicker Harrison Butker. The NFL shared that Kelce led all players in fan voting, receiving 252,200 votes before fan voting closed on December 23rd. The tight end was selected to his 10th Pro Bowl, only leaving him behind Chiefs great Tony Gonzalez, who was selected 14 times. Humphrey and Thuney both selected to their 3rd straight Pro Bowl, while this is Smith's first time. Josh Briscoe writes on Sports Illustrated, notably, quarterback Patrick Mahomes was not among the AFC's selected Pro Bowl quarterbacks, as Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen, Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, and Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson took the AFC's 3 spots. Though Mahomes is an alternate for the games, Mahomes was a Pro Bowler in each of his previous 6 seasons as a starter, so if the Chiefs return to the Super Bowl, Mahomes will not return to the Pro Bowl. On the defensive side, quarterback Trent McDuffie was also shut out yet again as his 3rd consecutive season as one of the league's top cornerbacks. Despite being a first-team All-Pro slot cornerback in 2023 and remaining in the All-Pro conversation this season, McDuffie has yet to be voted into a Pro Bowl. All right, drop your comments below. What do you think about the final vote? All right, let's head to the Chiefs practice facility to check in with the team. It's Thursday. You know what that means. We got the coordinators coming to the podium. So let us kick it off with the main two. We got defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo and offensive coordinator Matt Nagy.
So the fumble, I'm thinking of a couple of them. Like Leo, always, if you watch Leo in practice, he's always doing it. He had that a couple games ago, or they're running together now. That was a couple games ago, right? It was Cleveland.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But I will credit the guys on the back end for the catches that they're making. Justin Reed's last week and the one Brian Cook made back in the Cleveland game. I mean, those guys work at that all the time. So, and we always say catch the ones he throws to you because you don't get that many opportunities, right? And you'd have to help me memory-wise, but I don't think I can remember Nagy had one in the Cleveland game that we actually dropped. But I don't know that there's been many of actual drops. So the good thing is that recently the opportunities have been there and the guys have made the catches, so that part's good. So the first PowerPoint that I put up on Tuesday was, do not lose your edge. Like, and we went 2.5 months of off-season work. We went, whatever it's been, 5.5 months since July of all this work to get to this point. Why would we back off? Why would we lose our edge? I'm talking about in preparation and how the guys practice, what they might do with their bodies, physically rest, all those things. So that was an emphasis at the beginning. We've also challenged our guys, look, depending on where this all goes, and we got this week 18 to figure out who the playoff team, there's a chance we play this team again. So if I'm sitting there, listening to all the information about Denver's offense, I want to accumulate that to be ready for this, not only this game, but in the chance that we end up playing them again. Listen, we're in our meetings with everybody getting ready to play against Denver's offense. All hands on deck. Again, Chris may be a little bit different because of the injury he's dealing with, and all those guys to a man are working that way in the meetings that we've had, in these walkthroughs, and now getting ready to have another practice. That's not going to change, and it's a really good point. We're going to get their best. It's not they're not experimenting, with getting ready for the future or anything. They're getting ready for a playoff run. So whoever we put out there has got to play their best.
They know that it's their job, number one. Number two, they have to stay prepared whichever way it goes, and they do a good job with that. It's important. I mean, this entire time as they go through this process, they know that, too, if they're not playing, it's their role, too, to become another coach and be there. And then also, you have to be ready, too. I mean, you never know how things go in the game, and if you're up and you're suited and ready to go. That's why I think, sometimes as you go through this process, the mental challenge and the hurdles of preparing, all week, you can't let that slip. You got to prepare and keep it the same, and I think that's very important for these guys. Yeah, I love it. It's again, you've heard me relate it to Rasheed, but that's real. Xavier's done a great job of staying patient the entire season. He's been great with the players. It's been a fun process for him, and now as we continue to kind of go into these moments and these games, he's going to realize that when we get to the playoffs, it steps up even more and things get even faster. But it's been really fun to see this offense start to come together, and getting Hollywood back too certainly helps that. I go back to last year, Adam, where I remember we hit at the end of the season, we had the game against the Chargers, and it was a game that Trav wasn't playing, and I remember it kind of sparking him a little bit physically, mentally, all that kind of gave him a jump. I felt like, at least I think, he came back in the playoffs, and all the guys, not just Kels, but I remember him just having just a little extra more. And it's critical when you can get to that point for some guys that are, he's been doing this a long time. He's got more reps than most people in this league. So when you can take advantage of that and get these type of games where you get a bye week, for him, it's massive, taking you into what matters the most in the playoffs. I don't know if I have, to tell you the truth. There's a lot of great defensive ends in this league, a lot of great pass rushers. The gauntlet that he went up against these last couple weeks, I know people talk about it, but and there's going to be plays where it's not perfect and he gets beat. That's okay. I mean, he's one of the best guards in the game to go out and play tackle. I love the fact that you're bringing the question up, because I think he deserves a ton of recognition for that. And I know internally we appreciate that. And whichever way it goes moving forward, we'll see, and that's up to coach. But the other part too is, you look at these guys, and when you present something to him, he's such a selfless guy that he just wants to do what's best for the team. There's some people that might not want to do that. He doesn't care, and I think that just speaks to the culture of the environment that we have here.
Additionally, we got to hear from offensive line coach Andy Heck, linebackers coach Brennan Daly, pass game coordinator Joe Blameyer, and safeties coach Donald DeLassio.
It's been fantastic. He's a very good football player. He does a great job for us on the field. He's an even better human being. Smart guy, works hard, cares about the guys around him. He's brought some levity and some energy to the room. He's got us. He's got the rookie Swayze Bozeman in charge of us picking college games every week for the guys in the room, all of our alma maters, and we got kind of a running banter going, and a bracket for the playoffs now. So he's got an energy and an ability to keep things light that's refreshing over the long grind of a season.
Yeah, our guys. It doesn't matter which week it is of the season. The way we prepare, they go about their week the same each and every week, and the guys know there may be a little more snaps that they're going to have to play conditioning wise and things like that, but mentally, they're going through the same process they go through each week, just not knowing they all could be one play away. One guy gets hurt in the middle of a game, and then somebody's got to go play the next 60 plays that it is. So our week is kind of consistent week in and week out.
Joe has been incredible. First off, he's a great pro. You ask him, hey, can you step in at left tackle? And he did an admirable job doing that. He's a great offensive guard, interior player, but of course he played tackle in college, and so for him to step out there and do that job, hats off to him. And then Mike coming in and filling that left guard role has done a really nice job too. I mean, he's a tough, versatile interior player that's really continued to grow here in these last couple of years, and so I'm really proud of him.
he started to integrate to where we kind of envisioned him this season. He's dynamic. He's a natural receiver. He's got playmaking abilities. It comes naturally to him. So just getting back into that flow, although he has all that natural ability, just doing it again and being in the live fire, I think is good for him just to get back to where he was. So you're starting to see kind of the where he left off in August, and hoping that in January and February he can just really take off.
As for practice, Chris Jones, Isaiah Pacheco, and Juwan Taylor all will not practice again for the Chiefs today. That's the same 3 that did not practice yesterday. Here is a look at the latest injury report for the team, as Week 18's matchup against Denver is just about 3-ish days away. Alrighty, folks, that does it for another episode of Chiefs News Daily. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll see you back here on Friday.